not the one you pray and you do small singing and drama. Cry. They prayed for 14 days. It's not answers they're looking for. It's not house rent. So I said we have not yet opened up the doors of what prayer can do. It's the lowest realm, but it is hard. Believers would rather sleep than pray. I'm telling you again, if in this service your heart is cold, you are under a what? A spell. The river has spoken against you. So we are too distracted. And I assure you, any man that can bring answers is a man that has seen great and mighty things. You want to solve the issues around your life? Look for things that are great and mighty. Stop asking people to help you and pray. Stop remembering the Lord only when you have a challenge. That's when you know Jesus Christ. Stop. That's a demonic way to live. So only when problem come, hey Jesus, where are you? He is not your Lord. He will not write your name among those whom he will give things that are costly. Because he has said it again, don't give your pearls to swines. Are you following me? And that's why when we don't have answers, we leave church. It shows where our heart was. Because for God, us, prayer is a means of what? Of taking more. I receive, I collect, I connect. People meet and say, I sow into your prayer life. What do you mean? I tap. Whereas in the days of the apostles, Peter said, your money perish with you. Your money perish with you. Stop bringing seeds if you are not a man of prayer. You are wasting our authority. Stop sowing seeds when there is no fertile ground. You don't sow seeds for mighty things. You become a mighty man. Are you hearing me? There came a sound. There came a sound. When this sound came, things began to rush. You don't know speed until you begin to spend time in prayers. Prayer accelerates a man. You see, speed, I'm not talking about that you have, I'm talking about rushing. There's difference from speed and rushing. Rushing means you are in a haste. You following me now? You are in a haste. Because when a man begins to carry the burdens of God, he is transferred on the speed of God. Are you hearing me? When you carry the responsibilities of a spirit, he will ensure. When the Bible says they shall run and not be weary, they shall walk and not faint, they shall mount up with wings as what? The responsibility of your speed becomes upon the one whom you took his burdens. He said, come unto me. He said, my burden is light and my yoke is easy. The wind, things began to rush. You see, they were not asking for these things, but it came as a reward for what they were doing. The wind was rushing and it was what? It was mighty. Anytime people are praying, it's not just about power. Are you following me? There are 4 words used there are 5 words used in the Bible to denote what we call power. There is dunamis. Dunamis is a gift. Behold, I give unto you what? Power is a gift. But might is not a gift. Might is a product of your resistance and insistence in the spirit. When we say somebody is powerful, is external. When we say somebody is mighty, it means when we look at him, we cannot really know what makes this man strong. But the day you dare him, you will know why he is mighty in battle. Many of us have power, few of us have might. He said, be strong in the Lord and in the power. When you are fighting Satan, are you hearing me? When you are fighting demons, what you need is power. Come out, they go. But when you are fighting authorities, princes in the heavens, you don't need power. What do you need? You need might, because them to have powers. It says principalities and powers. Not just power, but what? powers. What do you have? Power. What do they have? So you can't go to a power with power. He said, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. His ability to endure, his ability to stay, his ability to resist. Because in the days of might, are you hearing me? When Satan came to Jesus and told him, he said, bow unto me and I will give you all the things you are seeing. Men of power will easily yield, but men of might will say, get behind me, Satan. When he said, the prince of this world cometh unto me, but does what? Finds nothing. There were many things he brought that were enticing. Many things he brought were enticing, but he did not find anything. That one is might. It's not power. It's what? The wind was might. The wind infused them with might. The wind came with an impartation. It came with something strong. God wants to raise strong men. Kaya, not all these weaklings and babes, not all these children who can't stand against the enemy at the gates. He says his seed shall possess the gates of his enemies, and they shall challenge the devourer at the gates. Not men who can't change anything. How do we know you are a man of prayer? What did your prayer change? What can it alter? Can you stand alone and decree a thing and see it come? We must learn the way to check our rankings. When last did you pray for someone and the person rushed to say, I'm seeing a testimony, and question, how long did it take for the thing to come? Because the mark of spiritual authority is that you can say come and it comes. Don't just say the prayer was answered. How long did it take? Then you know how near you are to God. Because when Jesus spoke to the tree, in 24 hours it did what? It dried up. So how long does it take for yours to come? Say after 2 years I gave the word, it came. Mighty. When prayers are being prayed, it's not just what the man is saying. He says something came to pick the man there. He says, before God whom I stand. So when you are praying, you're not just talking to God, you are summoned to appear before God. And when you appear, what is the ranking by which you stand there? Revelation chapter 4. I was in the spirit on the Lord's day, and I heard a voice from behind me saying, come up hither. When last were you summoned in prayer? Yesterday we were in the place of prayer with the intercessor, and we began to pray. It didn't look like a heavy kind of prayer. You get the point? It didn't look like it was something that we just prayed, and in few seconds the heavens opened up. That's how you know you are in a place. It's not just words. So I'm saying we have still not explored realm number 1, mighty things in prayer. Ask the average believer to pray, he will give you an excuse. You sleep at night when you still need to pray. You see this is the challenge. Say, I lost my prayer life. Woe be unto you. When there are higher matters of the kingdom, you still can't talk to the spirit. You are not yet there a priest. Look for something else and do. Go and become a harlot. It's easier, because even a harlot is awake after 11 in the night, waiting for interactions with the spirit. But the believer is sleeping after 9. You don't know. It's easier to serve God than Satan. It's harder to serve Satan, because to even show that you are serious, he will ask you to go and remove the head of somebody you love first. You are not getting my point. Do you love me? Say, bring me the head of your mom first. Let me know we can transact. And you ask a believer, sow a seed of 10,000. He's giving you an excuse, and somehow he wonders why God doesn't want to answer him. The unbeliever, what do you want? Prosperity. We teach you what? Principles. Give, receive. Satan does not do give, receive. He says, bring the head of your father and your mother. Let me see if you are serious about what you're looking for. And you, he said, bring 10,000. I said, 10,000. How will I see? Is it too much? You see the childishness. And Jesus says, woe, for the children of this world are wiser in their own generation than the children of light. They are wiser. They are shrewd people. They know how to count the cost. Only believers want things for prayer for free. Only believers. Check everywhere. We have no mastered prayer. We have no mastered prayer. Should we be asking how many hours did you pray, or how many days have you been praying? Should we be ranking prayers in hours or days or weeks? Jesus went to pray. He didn't come back till after 40 days. What was he saying for 40 days? The principles of enchantment and invocation. To repeat a word until the word begins to repeat back to you. You don't need too much tongues to bring power. Repeat the one you have enough. You don't need lere korea feri miru. No. Repeat the two you have. Repeat it until, are you hearing me? Repeat it until it boils in your spirit. I've told you before, every language has an angel behind it. Every tongue has a spirit behind it. If you keep sounding it, even if he's busy, he will come and hear you. Elijah said, keep shouting louder, he may not be around. Keep shouting it. You mean you lost your prayer life? You are in realm number 1. Holy things were given unto you and you couldn't keep it. You couldn't keep prayer. You couldn't keep 1 hour. He says, he stood at the disciples and said, couldn't you tarry with me for just 1 hour? 1 hour. And you want to carry nations. You couldn't carry 1 hour. Couldn't carry 1 hour. The demands you made, you couldn't stay with me for 1 hour. He went again, said stay 1 more hour. Guess what? Their eyes were heavy with sleep. The third one, can't you stay 1 hour? He went again, came back. You thought it could strike a chord. He did not. When he came back, he said, go on and sleep. Sleep. You couldn't change. So the reason why he died was because men couldn't pray. He didn't die out of choice. He died because men couldn't stay in prayer. He went alone to pray. Isn't it what we are doing? Shifting responsibilities to only 1 man to go and die. And that's why many pastors don't live long. They die on time because of the burdens. You have shifted responsibility, and his sweat became like blood. The angel came and only him he saw. Encounters were happening around. Only 1 man met. The angel strengthened him. He continued praying until sweat became like blood. So what realm did he enter in prayer? That sweat began to change substance. And you said you prayed. How? Say, see sweat. Did it become blood? You couldn't hold 1 hour of prayer. What else do you think you can hold? Which spiritual thing do you think you can sustain? Which operations of God you can